Okay, great. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking the time to be here. At the BOC, it's important for us to keep you informed about what's ahead with continuing professional certification. And today, our panel is the big part of that conversation. We've got 4 great panelists with us today who have all played key roles in shaping CPC renewal. First, we have Brian Conway, our BOC board president. Brian has helped guide the BOC strategic direction, including the launch of the CPC renewal. He brings the perspective of a longtime athletic trainer and leader in healthcare. Next, we have Shannon Fleming, our Senior Vice President of Credentialing. Shannon's been with the BOC for over 25 years and has been at the center of building CPC from the ground up, working closely with ATs and volunteers in Pathfinder to make sure it fits our profession. Dr. Kim Detweiler, an athletic trainer and educator at San Diego State, is also joining us. Kim has served on the BOC board and the CPC Council and was also a Pathfinder pilot participant. So thank you, Kim, giving her a unique view of how CPC works in practice. And finally, we have Dr. Susan McGowan, president of XMed. Susan has decades of experience in athletic training, served as BOC board president, and co-chaired the task force that laid the foundation for CPC. Her work and leadership have been key in shaping where we are today. With that, I'm going to turn it over to President Brian Conway to kick things off for us. Brian?
Thank you, Ann. Welcome, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us today. I couldn't be more excited to be here on behalf of the Board of Certification to share some big news about the future of certification renewal. This is something we've been building with you in mind, and I can't wait to walk through it with you together. Right now, many of you are wrapping up your current renewal period, but looking ahead early in 2026, we'll be launching something brand new, Continuing Professional Certification, or CPC Renewal. What makes CPC different? It's flexible, customizable, and designed by athletic trainers for athletic trainers. It's built to grow with you, supporting your goals, your career, and ultimately the patients you serve. Think of it as certification that fits into your life rather than the other way around. Certification shouldn't just recognize what you've already done, it should fuel where you're headed. That's exactly what CPC is all about. Today, you'll get a first look at what's coming, why it matters, and how it sets the stage for the next generation of continuing certification. We'll wrap up with plenty of time for your questions, so as we go, feel free to drop them into the chat, and we'll cover them all in the question and answer session at the end. So, Shannon, let's jump in.
All right, thanks, Brian. As we get started, we request that attendees stay muted to minimize background noise. And as Brian mentioned, please submit questions through the chat only for the end of the event. So today we will provide a look at the opportunities ahead available to ATs for this new renewal path. We'll introduce you to Pathfinder, a key component of CPC renewal, and let you hear what ATs who have used Pathfinder thought about it. Additionally, you will learn about the origins of CPC, the next steps for ATs regarding this renewal path, and an opportunity for question and answer session at the end. Let's take a look at the opportunities ahead with the new Continuing Professional Certification, or CPC renewal. A new path to certification renewal is being launched that will empower ATs not just to count CEUs, but make those CEUs count for them. Here are your options for the upcoming renewal period beginning in 2026. This framework provides a comparison of the new CPC renewal path versus the traditional Legacy Renewal option, which is currently in place. The primary requirement difference between the two options is that in CPC renewal, ATs must earn 40 CEUs. Additionally, CPC renewal requires ATs to participate in the Pathfinder platform, periodically throughout the entire renewal period, completing specific criteria, including challenge questions in at least 7 of 8 scheduled segments throughout the 2-year renewal period. We will dive more into Pathfinder shortly and what that entails. And in the Legacy Renewal path, 50 CEUs are required, which is consistent with the current AT requirements. The overall benefits of the CPC Renewal path are an enhanced focus on learning over time through an individualized approach, which empowers ATs to select learning activities that fit their needs, a decreased number of CEUs required overall, and more flexible options available that can be customized to an AT's knowledge and practice setting. Pathfinder helps ATs focus on connecting with their CE rather than just collecting their CE. At the beginning of this renewal cycle, early in 2026, all ATs will automatically be enrolled in CPC Renewal. While ATs certified prior to 2026 are encouraged to remain in CPC Renewal, they can choose to opt out of CPC Renewal and into the traditional way or Legacy Renewal at a later date. ATs certified in 2026 and beyond will be required to complete the CPC Renewal path and will not be able to opt out. To stay on the CPC Renewal path, completion of Pathfinder is required. Pathfinder includes ongoing requirements to be completed throughout the renewal period, such as completing 15 My Challenge questions, or MCQs, in each segment, which is approximately 3 months. Pathfinder requires that at least 7 out of those 8 segments be completed over the course of a full renewal cycle. Again, we will dive deeper into Pathfinder in just a moment. If an AT doesn't complete 2 MCQ or those My Challenge questions segments in Pathfinder, they'll be automatically moved to the Legacy Renewal path. So whether an AT chooses to move forward with CPC or prefers to remain with the Legacy path, the power to decide is in their hands. We want their continuing professional certification path to reflect their practice and their preferences. As promised, let's take a closer look at the Pathfinder platform and how ATs will use it to guide their continuing professional development. Pathfinder, tested in 2024 in the Pathfinder pilot, is built for ATs to accommodate busy schedules, various settings, and experience levels. It provides an ongoing learning process that is interactive, ongoing, and bite-sized to help ATs manage CE throughout the full renewal cycle. It's flexible by design because no 2 ATs are alike. Each one decides where they want to go professionally, and Pathfinder helps them get there with an active and engaging path to professional development. ATs set goals that matter to their unique context, update them anytime, and get meaningful, personalized insights they can use throughout Pathfinder. Whether they want to lean into their strengths or close a gap, Pathfinder gives them a tailored experience. Recommendations generated through Pathfinder helps ATs personalize their CE choices to meet their goals. This is professional development with an individualized approach that fosters learning over time through a flexible platform that easily integrates into an AT schedule. As not all of you have participated in the Pathfinder pilot, we would like to provide a brief overview of the components of Pathfinder and how it works for all ATs. Pathfinder is an innovative platform that guides professional development and promotes continuous learning. Pathfinder offers a personalized dashboard where ATs can set professional goals, engage with evidence-based challenge questions, customize their learning path on a personal timeline, and reflect on their professional development journey. ATs will be able to access Pathfinder through their BOC profile in BOC 360. Any information entered into Pathfinder is confidential and will only be used in aggregate to inform BOC-approved providers of topics for continuing education program development. We developed a quick reference resource for Pathfinder that we encourage you to review. You can download it using the QR code you see on the screen. The slide you are seeing is representative of what pilot participants viewed when they accessed the Pathfinder platform in the pilot. The main page shows 3 key areas of the platform, actually 4. ATs will develop my goals by completing a SMART, which is, as you may remember, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART questionnaire and setting goals using a SMART goal template. The main component of Pathfinder are my challenge questions, or as we all love another acronym, MCQs, completed in each 3-month segment. These multiple choice questions are an ongoing tool for engaging and reflective learning. By offering immediate feedback, MCQs empower professionals to make data-driven decisions about their professional development and continuing education choices. Pathfinder also includes a My Learning Path that helps ATs stay on course toward their continuing professional certification goals. My Learning Path provides ATs a mechanism to track goals and learning opportunities, search for learning opportunities, and set reminders. At completion of the full Pathfinder experience, the My Reflection final survey prompts ATs to evaluate challenges, acquired skills, and the impact of their learning over their renewal cycle. This tool facilitates meaningful engagement with the Pathfinder experience. Now, let's take a look specifically at the MCQ experience for athletic trainers. To further describe MCQs, or My Challenge questions, they are short, evidence-based questions designed to help you reflect on your clinical decision-making. They aren't graded. Instead, they provide immediate feedback, so you can see not just if you were right or wrong, but what that response means for your learning. MCQs are developed by athletic trainers, subject matter experts, and reflect the current practice analysis. My Challenge questions includes 15 evidence-based questions at the beginning of each segment. Again, that segment is 3 months long. Questions are meant to engage you with practice information. Questions vary in level of difficulty and are meant to challenge you. You can complete as many or as few questions in one sitting as you want during the segment using a laptop or mobile device. Answering all questions each segment is required for Pathfinder completion. Here's an example of what a challenge question looks like in Pathfinder. When you start a challenge question, you have 5 minutes to complete it, or it will be considered as unknown. It cannot be saved for later. ATs will answer the question, indicate whether they are confident in their answer, and then check their answer. Feedback is immediate and identifies if an answer is correct or incorrect, providing a rationale. If you selected an incorrect option, both a correct and incorrect rationale are displayed. In addition to the response outcome and rationale, you will see links to at least 2 journal articles related to the question. You can click to easily save references in a reading list to study later. Pathfinder also uses artificial intelligence to provide 2 recommended potential learning opportunities relative to the challenge question. You can click to add recommended learning opportunities to your My Learning Path if you feel it's a good fit for you and your situation. Completing these programs, however, is not required. If you feel the recommended learning opportunity is not a good fit based on the challenge question, You can indicate as such by clicking the thumbs down button. This helps the artificial intelligence improve. Responses to questions are then mapped out in an interactive learning awareness dashboard. In your Pathfinder account. Ooh. Your submitted responses are plotted in awareness zones based on whether you answered correctly and your level of confidence. Red means risk, yellow means growing awareness, blue shows active learning, and green means mastery. You can click on the blue squares to view the challenge questions you completed. As an example, if you answer a question incorrectly and marked that you are confident that your answer was going to be correct, it will plot this question in the risk zone, meaning this is a potential blind spot. Another example, if you answer a question correct and mark that you are not confident that your answer was going to be correct, it will plot this question in the learning zone, blue, meaning this may be an unknown strength, things that you know but are not yet confident. This provides a real-time visual of your strengths and areas for improvement, as well as your areas of development. It's professional development that's responsive and self-directed. To reiterate, the MCQ component of Pathfinder is not a graded test. It is purely a personal assessment to guide the selection of your learning activities. Now I will turn it over to Dr. Detweiler to provide insights around the Pathfinder pilot. Kim?
Thanks, Shannon. I'm here today as part of this panel because I participated in the Pathfinder pilot and feel strongly about the benefits of the platform and how it can help athletic trainers effectively integrate learning into their practice over time. The findings I'm about to share align with my personal experience with Pathfinder. Data results and feedback from the 2024 Pathfinder pilot clearly showed that the Pathfinder components work as intended. Over 83% of participating athletic trainers agreed that the SMART questionnaire, which is called My Goals, helped them set meaningful objectives and reflect on their progress. Over 93% said that the My Challenge questions improved their awareness of strengths, blind spots, and areas for growth, essentially enhancing both self-awareness and practice knowledge. And more than 82% found the recommended learning activities identified through the My Challenge questions to be helpful in their development. These responses show that Pathfinder isn't just functional, it's effective. It helps athletic trainers reflect, plan, and learn more intentionally. Pathfinder results demonstrated that this tool is mobile-friendly, highly usable, and can be easily integrated into each athletic trainer's daily work, no matter your practice setting, schedule, or experience level. 92% said the platform was easy to use, and that's huge when rolling out a new system. Nearly 95% gave the platform technical functionality a positive rating. Of course, there were areas for improvement noted over the pilot, and BOC is implementing Pathfinder enhancements before the 2026 launch. Overall, the key benefits to athletic trainers are clear. Athletic trainers get to choose their own development path, and there will be fewer CEUs required overall. Pathfinder provides targeted ways to stay competent, supported by relevant real-world learning, which are aligned with professional standards and individual goals. The ultimate focus is on enhancing patient outcomes. Following the Pathfinder pilot, BOC was able to put together feedback from hundreds of participants. As part of that, we reached out to athletic trainers to develop some video testimonials that portray their experiences working within Pathfinder. Here's a video that portrays this message.
The Pathfinder Pilot Research Project was a groundbreaking initiative designed to test the Pathfinder technology platform that can guide professional development and promotes flexible, individualized, and ongoing learning. For more than a decade, the BOC has been working to develop a more impactful approach to continuing education for ATs. Continuing professional certification, research across healthcare disciplines supports the notion that longitudinal learning and self-reflection contribute to better lifelong learning outcomes. The Pathfinder pilot aimed to explore this evolving approach. More than 3,000 ATs participated in the year-long pilot, representing diverse practice settings and experience levels. The results of the Pathfinder pilot indicate strong support for this innovative approach, with ATs from different perspectives finding value in its structure and reflective learning methodology. Here is what ATs had to say.
I really enjoyed being part of the Pathfinder pilot. I believe that this is a great start to help guide continuing education and aid athletic trainers to stay up to date and identify and fill gaps in their knowledge. Pathfinder is a great tool because you can start it by going through a general survey to kind of identify your weaknesses or gaps you have in your knowledge, and then it helps you develop goals in order to kind of what goal do you have to improve your knowledge. I can take that knowledge and utilize it in my patient care as well.
I enjoyed doing the Pathfinder challenge. I liked having multiple opportunities to challenge my knowledge and identify knowledge gaps. This gave me a clear picture of what I know, what I needed to learn, and what I may need to brush up on. Pathfinder breaks down the domains that may help others focus and concentrate on a particular area where they may realize that they're lacking knowledge.
Overall, I had a really great experience, and it really allowed me to dive further into the athletic training practice. I currently only practice PRN, so it was nice to have these little reminders of what we do and why we do it. Pathfinder was a really great experience. As I had previously mentioned, I'm only working PRN, so it makes it easier to stay in touch with current practices and just making sure I'm staying up to date on things that might be applicable in the field for me.
I think this is a great tool to have in the athletic trainer bag. It allows the opportunity for us as professionals to have a guided format of goals that we want to accomplish. You know, we sometimes get caught up in learning and have no real objective in the sense of, oh, this is what I want to learn. I want to learn this. It sounds so complex, but it's so easy to use. I mean, it's simple with the setup, things you ask that basically one step leads to a next step, to the next step. And with the Pathfinder, it allows us as professionals to go, what may I need to brush up on? You know, what do I need to get new research on? Because as we know, the field of athletic training, is ever evolving. For me, I like the overall idea. It should be a tool that allows us as professionals to help advance not only our skills, but our profession.
The Pathfinder pilot has laid a strong foundation for the future of athletic training and professional development. With continued refinement and engagement, CPC will reshape the way ATs approach lifelong learning, ensuring they remain at the forefront of their field.
Now I'll hand it off to Susan McGowan to take a look back at the evolution of CPC.
Thank you, Kim. Let's talk about the evolution of CPC. So why is certification evolving? Because healthcare is evolving, and so is the role of the AT. Research across healthcare disciplines supports the notion that longitudinal learning and self-reflection contribute to better lifelong learning outcomes. Traditional CE models can lack flexibility, relevance, and personal impact. The BOC, with input from ATs in every setting, built the CPC Renewal to give you more control over your professional development. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, CPC is flexible, goal-driven, and self-reflective, allowing you to map out learning pathway that fits your career goals, practice setting, and learning style. At its core, CPC is about more than just meeting requirements. It's about improving patient care. It ensures that ATs stay current, competent, and confident in today's fast-changing healthcare environment. The foundation of CPC is grounded in the National Academy of Medicine's competencies, which include providing patient-centered care, working in teams, applying evidence-based practice, improving quality, and using informatics. Bottom line, CPC empowers you to grow in ways that matter to your practice while giving the public peace of mind that every AT is staying sharp with the latest knowledge and skills. It's certification designed to support you and ultimately the people you care for. For additional information on the history of CPC, please visit the BOC website or scan the QR code on this slide. Shannon will now wrap things up and provide next steps for ATs before we go to our Q&A session.
Thanks, Susan. As we wrap up this presentation, I'd like to just revisit this structure we showed at the beginning before we jump into that Q&A session. Again, the framework provides a comparison of the new CPC renewal format versus the traditional legacy renewal option, basically what we know today. The distinct difference is that in CPC renewal, ATs must earn 40 CEUs compared to 50 CEUs in the legacy renewal path. Additionally, CPC renewal requires ATs to participate in the Pathfinder platform periodically throughout the entire renewal period, completing specific criteria, including challenge questions, in at least 7 of the 8 scheduled segments throughout the 2-year renewal period. Current requirements related to compliance with professional standards, certification fees, and emergency cardiac care certification remain the same for both options. The overall benefits of the CPC renewal path are an enhanced focus on learning over time through an individualized approach which empowers ATs to select learning activities that fit their needs, a decreased number of CEUs required overall, and more flexible options available that can be customized to an AT's knowledge and practice setting. Pathfinder helps ATs focus on connecting with their CE rather than just collecting CEUs. Again, the CPC renewal path to certification renewal will empower ATs not just to count CEUs, but make those CEUs count for them. With CPC renewal launching in early 2026, here's what ATs can do to prepare. Continue to work on your current renewal requirements by the new deadline, February 2nd of 2026. Look for updates from BOC regarding the CPC renewal launch. Review the resources as they become available from us, and attend any future events such as webinars and podcasts. We really appreciate the opportunity to share this initial look at CPC renewal with you today.